Welcome to Sports on the Go, Gazette Online's weekly panel discussion on area sports. With me today again is Jeff Linder and Jeff Dahn, two of our prep writers for the Gazette. Today we're going to talk football again with our first down topic. Last week was kind of area's version of rivalry week. We had a lot of battles for the boot down in Iowa City between West and City High, Prairie and Jeff, in what is the unofficial Colach Bowl, I guess. Then we had the Battle of 42nd Street, which you were at. Tipton and Solon battled, Decorah and West Delaware, where you attended. Did everything kind of go true to form with those games, you think?
Well, I think that the Kennedy-Xavier game, a lot of people are going to look at that as being an upset with Xavier winning simply because Kennedy was unbeaten and ranked. It was Kennedy's first real test, though. It was the first pretty strong team that Kennedy had played, and Xavier played very well and won. And I'm kind of reluctant to call it an upset because Xavier's got a good football team.
Yeah, that score didn't really surprise me a whole lot. I guess before the season I would have figured Xavier would have been the better team, but maybe on paper it was termed as an upset, but I was surprised it was that lopsided. Yeah. And I was surprised how lopsided my game was up at West Delaware. Decorah beat them 29-6, and they don't play. I mean, they play simple vanilla football, and they do it very well. They just out-executed West Delaware.
In one of those games, Solon handled Tipton. With that, it's no surprise to Hawkeye fans that Solon has one of the better players in the area. James Morris against Tipton ran for 272 yards and 3 touchdowns on 29 carries. What does Morris mean to that team, and how does he rank with some of the other D1 players in Eastern Iowa?
James Morris is one of the best football players in the state. He'd make any football team better regardless of class, and Solon's got a terrific football team. But I thought we ran a great photo after week 1 of James Morris that just showed his stature and his muscles rippling, and he's just a heck of an athlete and a heck of a football player. Yeah,
he really is. I saw him in that week 1, and the thing I remember most about that game was the fact that he blocked a punt, recovered the punt, and returned for a touchdown. So, terrific athlete, great football player, and Solon's going to be really, really hard to beat.
And he's been playing varsity since he was a freshman, which is unusual even at small schools.
Yeah. We're already to week 5. It's kind of hard to believe it's gone by that quick. Where are you guys going to be this week?
Well, I've got Jeff and Dubuque Senior on Thursday night. That'll give Jefferson a pretty good opportunity to right itself a little bit, and then Washington and Kennedy on Friday.
Okay.
I'll be out at Elephant Street Stadium. They call it the Little Rose Bowl in West Branch, and they play Belle Plaine, which is still undefeated, and really impressive so far.
Should be a great game.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys for joining me, and we'll be back with Mike Hlas and Marc Morehouse for our next 2 downs. Okay, now we're joined by Marc Morehouse, our Iowa football writer, and Gazette columnist Mike Hlas. They're going to take the ball and run with it on 3rd down. With Iowa losing at Pittsburgh, Jake Christensen played the entire second half. Ricky Stanzi got pulled out. What's up with the situation there, and how big of a mess is it down in Iowa City for quarterbacks?
Well, let's see. You've got a junior who started every game last year who nobody wants to see anymore. You've got a sophomore who started 1 game in his college career, didn't do very well against an Iowa State defense that went out to Las Vegas and got shredded last week. You're going into your 5th game of the season. You're starting the Big Ten. Did you use the word mess?
Yes.
Okay, that seems to apply.
Yeah, the crux, you get right to the point, neither quarterback has played well enough to distance themselves from the other one. They're both kind of maybe half, sort of, yeah, kind of the guy, but not really. So where does that leave Iowa? You got to remember that Coach Kurt Ferentz has the final say. He's a bit of a conservative. You might have picked up on that in the 10 years here. He's pretty conservative when it comes to football. He's going to go with a guy he knows for the most part, and that's what's brought him back to Jake again and again. This week, Stanzi's listed as the starter. We'll see how long that lasts.
Did it surprise you that Jake played the entire second half? Or?
I kept looking at the huddle, and I kept thinking, well, Stancy's going in. He had his helmet on. He was ready to go. Looked good. Looked like he was ready to go. But he was pretty much in the back of the huddle with his helmet on, banished. I don't know if he had his mouthpiece in or not, but he was banished, basically, in the second half.
This week, well, obviously, Iowa's now 3-1 after last week's loss at Pitt. Is that kind of a blip on the radar, or with the Big Ten season starting this week against Northwestern, is this going to be something that more losses might be in the cards for Iowa fans with the Big Ten season coming up?
Well, there are 8 games left and 0 guarantees. You know, in 2002, the team got beat at home by Iowa State, and people saw, the wheels were coming off a little bit, and they proceeded to go 8-0 in the Big Ten. And that example has absolutely nothing to do with this season. That team had Brad Banks. This team doesn't have a Brad Banks, doesn't have a Drew Tate, doesn't have a Nathan Chandler, it doesn't even have a Kyle McCann. So, I completely lost my train of thought here.
I'll take it from there. I think it's a little too early to say what kind of if Saturday's game was a blip or a start of a trend. We know right now about the Iowa football team is that Sean Green is a load, and he's a tremendous running back. Iowa can pretty well on defense, pretty well stop the run, make teams one-dimensional, and they'll take chances with their pass defense. They'll give teams the pass, and whether that will work out for them or not remains to be seen. We also know that the quarterback position is a mess, we've already talked about, and the passing game is particularly confounding, and if there's something that's going to hold them back, it's going to be that. You need a quarterback. Coach Ferentz said it all last year. He brought up last year's offense on Saturday. Anytime he references the 2007 offense, that's a huge red flag, and that's where it's stuck at right now, except for Sean Green, and he's tremendous.
All right, go ahead and tackle any topic that you guys see fit. Go ahead with your extra point, Mike.
Okay. I rooted for Europe in the Ryder Cup this weekend. I rooted for the Jamaican sprinters against the U.S. in the Olympics. I rooted for Spain's basketball team against America in the gold medal men's basketball game. But I pay my taxes, and I put my country first.
I like to talk about the Big Ten race. I pay my taxes too, and that's where I'm at. Anyway, Ohio State, crossing them off the list. Terrell Pryor, he might be fun to watch, but I'm crossing him off the list. Wisconsin, I kind of dig Wisconsin, but I don't know. The team I really like is Penn State. They have this offense out there called the spread HD. No one exactly knows what the HD is, but I'll tell you, this offense it's been really fun to watch. They've got it's a 4 wideouts sets, pro I formation run, a quarterback Darryl Clark who's tremendous. They're the fun team to watch right now, and they haven't played any lint yet, but I like them.
Thanks for joining us on Sports on the Go.